The technology allocated to our group was Vue.js. In this project, we were asked to define the scenario of Passmore University. We was also asked to describe what three-tier architecture and Vue.js are. We will also talk about how Vue.js fits into the three-tier architecture. Finally, we will discuss how Vue.js will fit into the case of Passmore University. Passmore University decided to construct an information system to provide basic benefits to the students and staff. Although they have existing technology systems, they want to update it with the latest system. By integrating the new information technology system, Passmore University can easily keep and update the administrative and academic records of the students. Most important, students will be able to access the system anytime and anywhere. The requirements mentioned above can be done through basic web-based technology.
The aim of web-based technology is to build up a user interface. Understanding the three-tier architecture allows us to know how these systems work. The three-tier architecture is a client-server architecture. It is a software design pattern and is well-established software architecture. As diagram 1 shows, three-tier architecture consists of 3 parts: data tier, application tier, and presentation tier. In the data tier, information is stored and retrieved from the database or file system. The information is then passed back to the logic tier for processing and then back to the user. The logic tier coordinates the application, processes commands, makes logical decisions and evaluations, and performs calculations. It also moves and processes data between the 2 surrounding layers. The topmost level of the application is the user interface. The main function of the user interface is to translate tasks and results to something the user can understand. Several web-based technologies can be considered under the presentation tier. The presentation tier usually consists of 3 parts: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML, also known as Hypertext Markup Language, is a system that decides the structure of the web pages, such as text and table. CSS is a language that is used for describing presentation of the web pages, such as color, layout, and fonts, and can be used for animation. The use of JavaScript makes the pages of HTML and CSS more interactive and dynamic. It is a high-level and interpreted language which allows the web pages to respond to the client's request. In the case of Passmore University, the students will be able to view their academic and administrative records on their own devices using the system created by Passmore University through Vue.js. The presentation tier will be responsible for running the user interface that is displayed, for example, when displaying the modules. The data tier stores information such as the tuition fees of the students. Finally, the application tier is responsible for acquiring the results of a particular student. Therefore, if the user wants to view the tuition fees, then the application tier will use Passmore University's database to identify the user and send the request to the data tier in the process.
First and foremost, the three-tier architecture emerged to overcome the drawback of two-tier architecture because the latter is not suitable for a variety of different data collected within the business. Three-tier architecture is able to separate the process into 3 different layers: the presentation, business, and database layers. Therefore, it improves security compared to two-tier architecture, as the clients do not have direct access to database. They can only access the information which is provided by the IT department and are not able to access other people's information. Secondly, it's easy to display necessary things from other layers like business to presentation layer. Last but not least, the three-tier architecture is that the presentation tier can use cache, taking into consideration that caching is sufficient to process web requests if the application tier servers are down. However, three-tier architecture consumes a lot of time even implementing small parts of any application. It is more complex in structure and difficult to maintain it. The separation between the 3 layers of tiers may create problems in the performance level.
Vue is considered as one of the JavaScript framework, which build up the user interface at the presentation tier and to serve the client. It's a progressive framework for building up the user interface. In order to use Vue, the user need to have a basic understanding of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. In the case of Passmore University, Vue.js could help university to provide single integrated source of information about a full student profile. Unlike other structures like React and Angular 1 and 2, Vue is designed to become incrementally adaptable. It is very easy to integrate effectively with other existing or new libraries. Furthermore, whilst designing the web page, Vue.js was inspired by the model view model pattern. Generally, the presentation tier is divided into two categories, the view and the view model. This division is categorized by MVVM. Generally, the MVVM interacts the business entity and the UI framework. Moreover, it allows the user to edit and make changes by using the three-tier architecture. MVVM provides ease in future and is also very useful for integrating with the three-tier applications and sustain manageable changes on the server side. Vue is compatible with the existing system in the university and has a good combination of structure and simplicity. It could possibly perform better than the other JavaScript framework because it is more flexible and user-friendly. Vue provides developers with more freedom because the solutions of Vue is less opinionated as compared to Angular 1. So when designing a system, the developer can make it more adaptable to the needs of the university. In addition to this, Vue does not use dirty checking, so when hundreds or thousands of students and staff watch a single page, it will run normally and will not lag when loading. This is important for Passmore University because it is possible that over 1,000 students and staff will access the same page. Furthermore, Vue endorses reactive components to develop user interface, as it utilizes effective visual scripting libraries, and its codes do not require extra libraries. The effectiveness of Vue is important in developing a user interface in order to accomplish completing programming language to construct new information system. The consistencies and sweetness of technology entail applicable prototyping for data visualizations and animations. Therefore, the utilizations of Vue in Passmore University is a good way for them to meet their requirements.
However, there are concerns around Vue.js. For example, Vue.js 2 was only released in September 2016 and is still considered by most developers to be unproven technology alongside Vue 1 in comparison to Angular and React. Therefore, the technology department of Passmore University will need time to understand and explore it. On the other hand, although Vue is a relatively new system and developers may not be familiar with it, it is not difficult to master it because the source code's readability is high and it does not need external libraries. Another more serious concern about Vue.js is that it does not support the IE8 system, which is popular in Asia. As an international university, Passmore might be affected, with students struggling to access the system from their home countries during the holidays. The university will therefore have to think of ways around this, perhaps guiding students in how to use alternative web browsers. Another decision would be the university to use Angular and React alongside Vue.js when developing the new system, since they are also popular web-based technologies. Additionally, another concern for the university is security. The university will have to devise strategies and also reframe its existing security policies in order to restrict access to the students and the staff of the university only. This is important as students and staff use their account to store academic information and personal data.
Overall, the use of Vue to make user interface and information system in Passmore University is malleable and flexible in incorporating development tools. The incorporations of information system technology provides integrated development and debugging environments, which will focus the actual scenario within the system. Therefore, Passmore University can utilize information system effectively to enhance their academic records and repository. The efficiency of Vue can provide the necessary edge for institutions to offer the service through their web-based information system to be developed. As the nature of Vue is very effective and flexible, the developer of Passmore University will be in a better position to develop and maintain the information system. Therefore, when applied appropriately, it will It will enable the institution to achieve their goal about supporting students as well as administrators for the university.